Hello students, welcome to the chapter on quadratic equations. So this is the second topic of quadratic equations. I hope you have watched the first topic. If not, I have given the link in the description. You can always go and check out the link from there. So today's topic of discussion is constructing quadratic equations from statement sums. That means a statement sum will be given and you need to convert that statement sum into a quadratic equation. That means you need to convert the statement sum into the form ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. Now, what do we mean by statement sum? Statement sums means those sums in which a situation is given, and from that situation you need to construct a quadratic equation. In the previous topic, we have already learned what a quadratic equation is and how to check whether an equation is a quadratic equation or not. So, let us begin with the first question related to today's topic, which is represent the following situations in the form of a quadratic equations. So, some situations will be given, we need to represent it in the form of a quadratic equation. Let us go to the first question, which says the area of a rectangular plot is 528 meters square. So, a rectangular plot is given and the area of the rectangular plot is given. What do we mean by area? Area means the space occupied by an object is known as the area. So, the area is given as 528 meters square. The length of the plot in meters is 1 more than twice its breadth. Now, in this rectangle, the longer one is called as the length and the shorter one is called as the breadth. It is given that the length of the plot is 1 more than twice its breadth. That means breadth has been compared with length. That means this length is dependent. Length is dependent on what? Length is dependent on breadth. Therefore, what we need to do? We need to assume the breadth as x. Next, let's read the complete question, which is we need to find the length and breadth of the plot. So, since the length is dependent on breadth, what we will do? We will assume the breadth to be x meter. Okay. So, what we will write here? Let the breadth of the plot be x meter. Therefore, the length is, what is given? What is the situation given? The length of the plot is 1 more than twice its breadth. Twice its breadth means, what is the breadth now? It is x. Twice its breadth means 2x. The length is 1 more than twice its breadth. 1 more means plus or minus, more means plus. How much more? 1 more. So, what we will give? 2x plus 1, it is meter. We need to find out the length and breadth of the plot. Till now, what is the current situation? The current situation is that we do not know length and we do not know breadth also. We need to find out both the length and breadth of the plot. But what is given? The area of the rectangular plot is given. What is the area of a rectangle? Area of a rectangle is length into breadth. So, area is given as 528 meters square. So, area means what? Length into breadth. So, length into breadth equals to 528. So, what is the length now? The length is 2x plus 1. What is the breadth? The breadth is x equals to 528. Now, we need to simplify it and take it into the standard form of quadratic equation, which is ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. So, let us take it into that form. So, how to take it? So, for that, so if I do, what is the equation now? 2x plus 1 into x equals to 528. Let us recheck it. 2x plus 1 into x equals to 528. I have written it twice because it was in the previous page, but you need not write it twice. You can just write it once and leave it like that. So, here we will apply the distributive law. 2x into x is how much? It is 2x square plus x into 1 is how much? X equals to 528. If we bring everything to the left hand side, we will get 2x square plus x plus becomes minus, minus 528 equals to 0. So, is it in the form of ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0? Yes, it is in that form. See, the constant or the other terms may have negative, but still it is in that form. Why it is in that form? What is the value of a here? A is 2. What is b here? B is 1. B is the coefficient of x. And what is c here? C is minus 528. So, this is our answer. Let us go to the next problem, which is the product of two consecutive positive integers is 306. Here you need to know about a term known as consecutive integers. What do we mean by consecutive? Consecutive means serial numbers, like all of you have your roll numbers in your class, like roll number starts from 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this way. That means these are called consecutive numbers. Why consecutive? Because these are your serial numbers. Serial numbers are known as consecutive numbers. So, the product of two consecutive positive integers is 306. Product means multiply. That means if we multiply two consecutive positive integers, we get how much? We get 306. What is our purpose? Our purpose is to find out the integers. Now, and let us analyze the consecutive integers here. Here, how do we get 2 from 1? By adding 1. How do we get 4 from 3? By adding 1. Therefore, you should know that we get the next consecutive integer by adding 1 to the previous integers. Okay. So, what we can find out, how we can write it? We can write it as follows. So, let the first, or let's write it in this way, let one integer be x, therefore the other integer is, now if this is x, if we require the next integer, how to get the next consecutive integer? By adding 1 to the previous integer. The previous integer was x. By adding 1 to x, we will get how much? We will get x plus 1. Now, let us go to the situation. The situation says that the product of two consecutive positive integers is 306. Okay. So, if I just multiply it, product means multiply, multiply what? X into x plus 1, we will get how much? We will get 306. So, this is the expression. Now, we need to convert it into the standard form of quadratic equation, which is, here you just apply the distributive law, x into x is x square, plus plus becomes plus, x into 1 is how much? It is x, equals to 306. So, bring everything towards the left hand side, which is x square plus x minus 306 equals to 0. So, which is the required quadratic equation. Now, we need not solve the quadratic equation. It has been asked in the question to just put it in the form of quadratic equations. Let us go to the next question, which is Rohan's mother is 26 years older than him. Older means bigger. Rohan's mother is 26 years old, bigger as compared to Rohan. That means if Rohan's age is 1 year, Rohan's mother's age will be how much? He is 26 years older. That means 1 plus 26. That means Rohan's mother's age will be 27. The product of their ages. Product means the multiplication of their ages 3 years from now would be 360. Therefore, that means if we multiply both of their ages after 3 years, we will get how much? We will get 360. We would like to find out Rohan's present age. So, what is the requirement? Our requirement is to find out Rohan's present age. Now, read the first line. Rohan's mother is 26 years older than him. That means Rohan's mother's age is compared to Rohan's age. Now, who is dependent here? Rohan's mother is dependent on the age of Rohan, and Rohan is independent. So, always remember this fact that in case of statement sums, we always assume the independent variable, and From the independent variable, we get the dependent variable. So, let us assume the age of whose age we have to assume by that rule. By that rule, we have to assume the age of Rohan. What age? Rohan's present age. So, how can we write it? We can write it in this format. Let the present age of Rohan be x years. Okay. So, the present age of Rohan's mother be how much? Rohan's mother is 26 years older than him. That means if the present age of Rohan is x, then the present age of Rohan's mother will be x plus 26. Why plus? Because Rohan's mother is older as compared to Rohan. Now, the product of their ages 3 years from now. Don't read further. What has been said 3 years from now. So, what we will do? We will calculate their ages after 3 years. Now, how to calculate their ages after 3 years? So, let us assume your current age is 15 years. What will be your age after 3 years? Your age will be 18. How you have got 18 from 15? You have got 18 by adding 3. So, how to find out their ages after 3 years? It can be found out by adding 3 to both their ages. So, how we will write? We will write in this format. After 3 years, age of Rohan equals to, now age of Rohan is x years, after 3 years it would be how much? It would be x plus 3 years. Age of Rohan's mother. What would be the age of Rohan's mother after 3 years? Now, what is her age? Now, her age is x plus 26. After 3 years, it would be x plus 26 plus 3, that is equals to x plus 29 years. Okay, we have decoded the problem till now. Next, what has been said? The product of their ages 3 years from now, that means they are talking about x plus 3 and x plus 29 respectively, will be 360. That means if we multiply their ages after 3 years, what are their ages after 3 years? X plus 3, this is the age of Rohan. And what is the age of Rohan's mom after 3 years? It is x plus 29. If we multiply both of these, we will get the result as how much? 360. So, just write here 360. So, we have got our expression. Now, let us convert it into the form of a general form of a quadratic equation. So, what we will do? X into x plus 29 plus 3 into x plus 29 equals to 360 here. So, x into x is x square plus x into 29 is 29x plus 3 into x is 3x plus 29 into 3 how much? 9 3 is a 27 7, carry 2, 3 2 is a 6, 3 2 is a 6 and 2 7 8. Okay, let us do it again. 9 3 is a 27 7, carry 2, 3 2 is a 6 plus 2 8. Yeah, plus 87 equals to 360. Now, bring everything towards the left hand side. X square plus 29 plus 3, it is 32x plus 87 minus 360 equals to 0. So, what we will get? X square plus 32x. So, we need to subtract it. 360 minus 87, what we will get? So, let us do it this one. 29 into 3, 6 plus 2, yeah, it is correct. So, what we have got here? 7 8 9 10, it is 3. So, here what we will get? Before 6 it is 5, 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. So, it is 7. So, we will get how much? 273. 32x minus 273 equals to 0. Okay. So, this is the standard form. This is that we have converted it into the standard form of a quadratic equation. Okay. So, at first we need to understand the situation, make the expression, and then we need to simplify the expression and keep it in the general form of a quadratic equation. Let's go to the last question of today, which is a train travels a distance of 480 km at a uniform speed. So, a train is traveling a distance of 480 km. So, let us say two places are there, A and B. The train has traveled from A to B. What is the distance between A and B? The distance is 480 km. It is traveling at a uniform speed. Uniform speed means it has not changed its speed for the entire journey. This is an ideal situation. In real life situation, the speed often changes. If the speed had been 8 km per hour less, then it would have taken 3 hours more to cover the same distance. So, obviously, if you are moving at a speed and if you decrease your speed, then you will take more time to cover the same distance. We need to find out the speed of the train. So, what do we need to find out? We need to find out the speed of the train. For that, we need to make the quadratic equation. So, we need to find out the speed. So, what we will do? We will assume the speed to be x kilometer per hour. Kilometer per hour is the unit of speed. So, we will write it as follows. Let the speed of the train be x kilometers per hour. Now, what is been said? A train travels a distance of 480 km at a uniform speed. Now, out of speed, distance and time, which is constant between A and B, the distance is constant. So, you cannot do any modification to the distance, but you can do modification to the time and speed while you are traveling from one place to another place. So, here let us find out the time. So, time is, all of you already know from the concept of science that speed equals to distance traveled by time taken. So, if I just take time here, so I will get time equals to distance by speed. So, here time will be distance by speed. What is the distance here? The distance is 480. What is the speed? The speed is x. So, let us take this as hours. After that, in the second case, what has been said? If the speed had been 8 km per hour less. So, let us assume it to be the second case. In the second case, what is the speed? The speed is 8 km per hour less. Less means what? Less means minus. So, it is x minus 8 kilometers per hour. It would have taken 3 hours more to cover the same distance. So, what is the distance? 480 kilometers. So, time taken to cover 480 kilometer. So, in this case, it will take 3 hours more to cover the same distance. So, what is the current time? The current time is 480 by x. Since it will take 3 hours more, what we need to do? We need to add 3 to the time. Okay, so, this is the time when the speed is 8 kilometers per hour less. Now, let us frame the expression. Now, we know that distance is constant. So, we also know that speed into time is equals to the distance. Now, what is the speed now? The speed is x minus 8 kilometers per hour. So, in place of speed, we will write x minus 8. What is the time now? The time is 480 by x plus 3. So, in place of time, we will write 480 by x plus 3 equals to distance. What is the distance? The distance is constant, which is 480 kilometers. Now, let us solve it. So, x into 480 by x plus 3 minus 8 into 480 by x plus 3 equals to 480. So, just apply the distributive law here. X into 480 by x plus x into 3 is 3x. So, x will get cancelled here, minus 8 into 480 by x plus minus will become minus 8 into 3 equals to 480. You can find that here also we have plus 480, on the right hand side also we have plus 480. So, what can be done? Both of these can be cancelled out. So, we will be left with what? We will be left with this one 3x. So, have I done correctly? X into 480 by x plus 3, and here 3x minus what will get 0, 8 8 is 64 is 4, carry 6, 8 4 is 32 plus 6 is 38, 3840 by x minus 8 3 is 24 equals to 0. Let us take the LCM. The LCM would be how much? It would be x. So, 3x into, down we do not have anything, means we have 1 into how much is x? X is x, minus 3840 into x into how much is x? 1 is x, minus 24 into, in down we do not have anything, means we have 1 into how much is x? 1 into x is x, equals to how much? 0. So, what we get ultimately from here, 3x into x, we get 3x square, then minus 3840 into 1 is 3840, minus 24 into x is 24x. You already know about cross multiplication. This x will be multiplied with 0. So, 0 into x is how much? It is 0. Now, from here, see, all these three numbers are factors of 3. How can we check it? If the addition of the individual digits gives us such a number which is divisible by 3, then the entire number is divisible by 3. About 3 and 24, you know how to check whether it is divisible by 3 or not. You need to just add it. 8 plus 3 is how much? 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 plus 4 is 15. Since 15 is divisible by 3, the entire number is also divisible by 3. So, what we need to do? We need to take 3 common here. If I take 3 common, we will get x square minus, you can just divide it if you cannot do it at in your mind. So, it is how much? 1. Then 2, so we have 2 carry 24, 8, 0 minus 8x equals to 0. So, 3 is multiplied with the entire term. So, if it goes to the other side, it will become divide. Therefore, we will get this one minus 8x equals to 0 by 3. So, ultimately we are getting x square minus 1280 minus 8x equals to 0, which is in the standard form of a quadratic equation now. So, that is all about the second topic. I hope you have understood it properly. We will see you later with the third topic of this particular chapter. Thank you very much.